Good day, everyone. I'm just back to answer quickly a few questions that came in together with Peter. The first question is, if South Africa is the biggest producer, why do we not do marketing? I see Australia Association does a lot of work on social media. From our side, and I think Peter can add to it, is that each handler or processor does his own marketing abroad. However, the aim with the World Macadamia Organization is to do non-origin marketing, meaning we're just going to open the doors for handlers and processors where thereafter they can do their individual branding and marketing in a specific country.
Well, I think that's absolutely the case. All the handlers are very actively involved with marketing, flying all over the world, seeing customers all over, and trying to open up new markets for us. But I think it's imperative that we, as not just the South African macadamia market, but as a world macadamia market, start focusing on having, how can I put it, a focused marketing strategy, similar to what the avocado industry did, and similar to the way they've grown the market. We need to, as a macadamia industry, grow it as well, because the growth potential is there. You know, we produce a very small percentage of macadamias, a very small percentage of nuts in terms of the world nut production. So there's huge opportunities.
Definitely. Like you say, with the others, the almonds as well, they also had that strategy going forward,
Correct.
Which was very positively. So the second question is, how will China's production impact the mac demand globally? If we look at China, they are still, I want to say, in early stages of the production in terms of what's happening on farm level. We must obviously remember on their side, they are also helped by government when they are planting new hectares. However, current tendencies indicate that a lot of the nuts are also consumed within China. But if we look at the long-term trend, obviously they're going to start exporting globally. And that's one of the reasons why we set the importance of the World Macadamia Organization. But that goes hand in hand with establishing global quality standards. That also is so important to ensure that we distinguish about the quality of nuts that we are going to put in the global space.
So if I can maybe just add to that, I think the critical thing there is there's still a big question mark around the quality of the nuts coming out of China. And we've all seen, even in South Africa, you know, number of trees in the ground doesn't necessarily relate back to volumes produced. So there's still a lot of work to be done on their side. There's no question they can sort out quality eventually, and then they will become a big player. But again, if you take world nut production and the percentage of what macadamias are, but you know, they can fill a gap, but you know, there's still huge opportunities over and above that.
Yeah, I agree with what Pieter is saying. We need to keep in mind that macadamias are less than 2% of the total nut basket. So there's really ample of place for us to grow as well, but go hand in hand with demand as well. The last question is asking, is there a regional focus to the USA demand? And from our side, we obviously, our kernel market goes into the US. I want to say a large percentage, I don't have the information with me, goes towards the US, and then a smaller volumes of kernels go into the Europe space. So there is definitely, I think from a handler's point of view, focus on the US market.
I think we by far the biggest exporter of macadamia kernel to the US market. We're not just only focusing on the US market, but actually the whole North American market. I don't want to say it's specifically East Coast or West Coast. You know, a lot of the big companies we deal with, they are not just regionally in the US, they're actually throughout the country, and in fact throughout North America. So, but yeah, that is a massive market, and again, I think there's still opportunities in there.
Yes, thank you very much, Peter. There's a last question. I'm trying to understand what upheld the mac market in comparison to other nuts.
If I can maybe come in there, I think you were just trying to, Michael's trying to ask there, is why is the prices being a little bit more stable? And I think it's largely to do with, you know, the crop and the size of the crop. I think if we were going to have a normal crop than what we initially anticipated, the 60,000 odd tons, I think we might have been in a situation where we would have flooded the market. And I think the fact that the volumes were a lot less than what initially anticipated and a lot less than what the market previous years absorbed kept our prices relatively stable. I think that's probably the reason for it.
I totally agree. Thank you, Peter. We're currently running ahead of our schedule. So we're going to take a short break until 11:25. We're now AGM start. So take this opportunity, go and make a nice cup of coffee or tea and eat a biscuit. And we welcome you back at 11:25. Thank you very much.
Thank you.